practicing only, no, sir?
Yes.
We will share you after the session, sir.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Dimple here, ma'am. I have my name is not mentioned in that Excel sheet. Which
No
room should I
issues,
go?
ma'am. No issues, ma'am. You can join any of the rooms. Room number 17, 20, 21. We have few participants there. So kindly join any of the rooms.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, madam, we were waiting in room 15. Nobody from the admin side is there. So, are we
So
supposed to do
yeah,
something
you
or
can
simply?
start, sir. You can start, sir. They'll be coming and monitoring. Since we have 45 rooms, one by one they are going and monitoring. Okay.
No, but
Madam, how
still
to
we
join
don't know
that room,
exactly
madam?
what to
I'm
start.
unable to understand.
Just click on join, sir. If you click on any of the room number, one join icon will be there. If you click on that means automatically you'll be able to join. You're able to see the breakout room, no? Just click on more option. Okay. The 3 dots will be there, no, in Zoom. That more option. If you click on that more option, you will have a name called breakout rooms. So if you click on that, you can see 45 rooms. So if you're not already assigned means you can choose your own room, which interests you. Okay, and we'll see a small thing. That's it. We don't have enough time.
Madam, after that installation, it's working fine, madam. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
So, madam, once I open that R Studio, then what are the first step you told, madam?
Yeah, just click on file, ma'am. File R script. File new R script.
Okay.
Yeah, and I pasted a code in the chat box. No, you can run that code.
Okay.
The histogram code. So just Control A, Control C, and Control V. That's it.
Sure. Thank you. File new project, madam, or new file, madam? New R script.
Yeah, new file. Click on file, ma'am.
With the
File,
post
new file,
it.co,
R script.
which one?
A new
Hello?
R script. Correct,
Yeah.
madam?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hello, excuse me, ma'am. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, ma'am. I'm not getting any for room number 47. The list is
No,
showing.
you come to room number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Come to room number 3, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Now all of you came to the main room,
Hello?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, tell me, sir.
Sir, actually, there is breakout room is not showing, and I am unable to join. Please.
No, sir, I was just close to the breakout room. We'll have that exercise because many are new to the breakout room exercises. Some they don't know how to join it. We'll make them familiar and
Actually, there is no breakout room number 47 is showing in the list. That's why I'm unable to join. So, before 30 seconds, ma'am said that you have to join room number 3. That's why I am searching for that. Can you please reopen for a second?
Okay, all the participants, you can just note down that in this session, Venugopal, myself, and Dr. Anu, we have provided an overview where to run the program. We gave you a sample exercise of multiplication, subtraction, addition. That is the only program we provided. And she provided a histogram program. Okay. You can just copy and paste it in the Google Colab environment. Just press the run button, you will get the answer. So how to link this with all our academic researchers will be come in the forthcoming session. Okay, I think it is a bit new for all of you. If you have any questions, you can come forward. Professor Venugopal is also here. He will answer you and we will go to the next session. Okay.
Shiva, that was a really nice session. Actually, can we download online data, sir? As you said in while your session, you said we can get some secondary data and we can do the analysis.
Yes,
So,
yes.
is there any particular website so that we can download the data and we can do in our
Madam, there are many websites, madam. For example, if you just go and see the TripAdvisor website, you can see people who are used to the TripAdvisor. You can see people who have been given the reviews. Even in
Okay,
Google
sir.
reviews, you can go and see. For example, you take one hospital, you see Google reviews are available. We can collect all the reviews, we can put it in an Excel sheet, and we can find out whether that hospital is doing good or not, where there is a gap exists. These type of qualitative analysis we can do. Okay. So this
This is from
analysis.
Google. This is from Google or any reviews we can do by online. Other
Any
than that,
any
any
online
marketing,
business, any online
other
business
than
you can see reviews, madam. Amazon you can see reviews.
okay.
Any Google business if you can see reviews are there. If you go to
Yes.
any platforms like Reddit, if you go for Glassdoor, where you can find out the reviews about the college where you are working, you can see all the data and you can show your college where you are lagging. So
Okay, sir. Sir,
wherever
apart from this, any government data
it is
can
available, ma'am.
we?
RBI is there. Reserve Bank of India database is there. If you go to India Stat, the data is available. Wherever government data is available, COVID data is there. So people cancer patient data are there.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So that we will show you in the second class, madam. Data scrapping and doing is there.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Is there direct download available, or we have to like manually extract these reviews, and how can we collect the data?
Now it is little too early to do that, sir. The professor is
You
coming.
can you can download the data also, right?
Yeah,
But
very
there are
well.
yeah. So I mean, there are multiple websites. You can just go to Google and then say, I want this kind of a data. Where can I download this from, right? So it will give you a lot of options. From there, you should be able to download the data set. And for example, there are some websites like Kaggle, which we have already given notebooks for you, and then we have explained how to download as well in those notebooks. Right, you will be able to use that code and start downloading that data as well, right, directly into Colab. So most of this information is public, sir. So you can just search and then start doing that.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
And there are further sessions regarding this, madam. This first session is about very, very basic, how to run a simple program only.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can.
Sir, one basic doubt, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, what's the actual is there any difference in the output from our studio as well as your Colab? Hello?
Yeah, you can.
Sir, is it audible, sir?
Sir, you're audible, sir. Actually, only the coding differs, okay? Output will be same in both R and Python. Only the coding pattern or structure will differ. For example, if you take the library or the way in which you code, only that changes with languages, sir. But output will be same across all the languages.
Which one would be easier, ma'am?
I think for beginner level, Python will be easier when compared to R programming, because when you go for R programming, when you get some error, it will be difficult when compared to Python. And moreover, R programming is not AI enabled. But Python, if you go for Google Colab or some other software or a platform, you have AI assistance. So it will be easy for you to rectify the error also.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Hello, ma'am. Yes, can you share all the codes that has been demonstrated to us?
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. We'll be sharing it after the session. Okay. Or
Yeah.
end of the day. Or end of the day after both the
We
sessions.
will arrange all the codings and everything. We are having a separate Google Drive folder is there. We will share it with you. By naming each resource person, you can open it and you can see.
Okay, okay. Please share it on WhatsApp group. Sometimes
Sure,
the chat
sure,
we
sure.
mix
We'll
the
share
chat.
it. Okay. We'll share you the link.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Anu madam, can you please post the attendance link in the website?
Okay. I'll post
Okay. You can answer the attendance. Every session there is an attendance. You can answer it, and you can see Professor Venmark from Malaysia has got joined. Hello, sir.
Sir, before that, Venugopal sir, thank you for the wonderful session. I hope participants also enjoyed your session well. And
thank you for the invite, ma'am.
Thank you
So
for your
thank for
patience
this,
also. I know you are a experienced.
No. So that's fine, ma'am. So we
You
are
started
also
from scratch.
it's a good experience for us also. Thanks, Vijay. Vijay also joined this call.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Vijay Anand sir also for helping and assisting Venugopal
Thank
sir.
you, Vijay Anand sir. We also have a session with you. We're happy to have that also.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, guys.
Ma'am, can you share Venugopal sir's email ID, ma'am?
Yes, yeah, ma'am. Actually, he is actually going to join for us, okay, for another session.
Okay.
So don't worry. Venugopal sir session is done. Even Vijayanand sir will be coming again for another session. So we'll be sharing you with all the email IDs, okay, after getting consent from them.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you all.
So I've posted, thank you, sir. So I posted the attendance Google form in the chat box. Kindly fill it.
Professor Lim?
Can anyone confirm whether you're able to open the attendance link?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much.
We can.
Okay. So I request all the participants to fill the attendance link for session 1 for Mr. Venugopal's session.
Ma'am, where is the attendance Google form? I'm unable to see.
It's posted in the chat box, ma'am. Just click on chat now.
Opening, madam, actually. We are troubling that also.
Yeah, Anu madam, Professor Venmark has came here. We can give the attendance in the chat box. Okay?
Yes, sir. Actually, it's shared. Can anyone else confirm whether you're able to open the link? One of you confirm, right?
I'm able to open. It's working.
Yeah. Thank you.
In fact, I have submitted the attendance. It is working properly.
Okay.
Feedback link is working. The attendance.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Professor Lim, you can please start. The resource person for the second session is there.
Okay. So dear participants, we are deeply honored to welcome Professor Dr. Lim Weng Mare, the Dean and Distinguished Professor at Sunway Business School, Sunway University, Malaysia. So he is also an ASU, that is Sintania Alliance Global Partner Affiliate Faculty at Arizona State University, and an adjunct professor at Sung Kuen University in Korea, as well as Swinburne University of Technology, Australia. So Professor Dr. Lim holds a PhD in Business and Commerce and a first-class honors bachelor's degree from Monash University, Australia. He has also earned a graduate certificate in learning and teaching from Swinburne University and certificate in school management and leadership from Harvard University. So recognized as the youngest professor in Malaysia by the Malaysia Book of Records, Dr. Lim has been celebrated for the exceptional academic contributions through multiple prestigious honors, including the Malaysia Research Star Award, the Top Scientist Malaysia Award, and the 10 Outstanding Young Malaysian Award. So his research achievements are extraordinary, with over 10,000 citations and more than 100 publications in leading international journals such as Journal of Business Research, Annals of Tourism Research, and Technovation. So he is also ranked among the top 2% scientists in the world by Elsevier and Stanford University. So beyond academia, Dr. Lim plays a key role in shaping global education initiatives, having worked with organizations such as UNESCO, AACSB, QS, and the World Economic Forum. He also serves as editor-in-chief and associate editor for several high-impact scholarly journals. His work is strongly aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, particularly focusing on no poverty, gender equality, and decent work and economic growth, ensuring meaningful societal impact through research and education. So today, Sir will be leading a highly insightful session on getting started with bibliometric, analyzing scholarly literature. So dear participants, please join me in offering a warm and enthusiastic welcome to Professor Lim. Over to you, Professor.
Welcome, Professor Lim. Welcome.
Thank you very much. And thank you also to all participants here today. I think it's about 8 p.m. your side. It's 10:30 p.m. my side. We are not at home. We are not enjoying or anything like that. We are here to learn. So that's good, right? Very happy for that. Right, so today's session is on bibliometric analysis. I have some slides, and then we will go into the hands-on session. But just to give you an overview, is that bibliometric analysis is a technique to analyze literature. All right. So what does this mean? This means that the overarching umbrella is actually called systematic literature review. And for systematic literature reviews, there are two parts to it. The first part is to search for papers systematically. Right, so that's where you use your PRISMA, you use your SPAR-4SLR, and so on, right, to go about searching the papers. Once you have gotten the papers, then you have to analyze those papers. And to analyze those papers, you have different ways. You have a manual content analysis, where you analyze it based on themes. Alternatively, you can also conduct content analysis by organizing the papers based on frameworks. What kind of frameworks? You have frameworks like the ADO framework, antecedents, outcome. You have the TCM framework, the theory, context, method. All right. So that is how you can actually analyze those papers using content analysis guided by frameworks like the ADO framework and the TCM framework. Other than that, you can also analyze the relationships in those papers using a meta-analysis. Right. So that's the second approach. And the third approach is using bibliometric analysis. So bibliometric analysis is automated. What it does is that all the papers that you have gotten, for example, let's say you have 500 papers. What bibliometric analysis does is to take, let's say, 200 papers, put it into basket A, another 100 papers in basket B, another 100 papers in basket C, and let's say 80 papers in basket D. Right? So you have a balance of 20 papers. Those 20 papers cannot be put into any basket. So that's outliers. But your 480 papers have already been put into 4 different baskets. Baskets A, B, C, and D. And what does this mean? It means that basket A, papers in basket A represents a team. Basket B represents another team. Basket C represents another team. And basket D represents another team. To give you an example, right? So imagine this, all right? Imagine we have apple, orange, banana, broccoli, carrot, cauliflower, tomato, cucumber, chicken, lamb, and beef, right? So when we hear about that, what categories do we have? We have fruits, we have vegetable, and we have poultry. And that's what bibliometric analysis does. It takes the papers that you have found and put it into different baskets so that each basket is a category, right? So that's a plain example using food, right? Alternatively, is, for example, you may have 200 papers that is on consumer behavior, another 100 papers on advertising, another 100 papers on branding, and another 80 papers on business to business marketing, right? So then those becomes the themes of those areas to understand the discipline of marketing itself, right? So that's what bibliometric analysis does. It puts the papers into different baskets, whereby each basket represents a theme. So therefore, bibliometric analysis essentially is a cluster-based analysis, right? It's a cluster-based analysis. What are cluster-based analysis? It's like in quantitative research. In quantitative research, you have factor analysis. And what factor analysis does is that you have all the questions in your questionnaire. The different questions will be in different clusters, right? So let's say a group of questions here is in one cluster, and the cluster is called perceived ease of use. Other set of questions fall into another cluster called the ease of use cluster, and so on. All right. So that's what factor analysis does. Factor analysis is also a form of cluster analysis, and that typically happens in survey research in quantitative analysis. So bibliometric analysis operates in the same way. It clusters things together, right? While factor analysis clusters the questions in the questionnaire, bibliometric analysis clusters the paper in your review. Okay, so that is giving you a backdrop about what systematic literature review is. It is the umbrella, and within systematic literature review, you have your search process and you have your analysis process. Search process are your protocols, like your PRISMA protocol, your SPAR-4SLR protocol. We will have a look at this in a short while. And the other one is the analysis techniques, right? You have manual content analysis, looking at themes, or you have manual content analysis guided by frameworks like the ADO, Antecedents, Decisions, Outcome, or TCM, Theory, Context, Method. That's content analysis. And then you have meta-analysis, looking at the relationships. And the last one there is you have bibliometric analysis, the one that we're going to talk about today, where we cluster the different papers into different categories, right? So that is how the systematic literature review umbrella looks like. Okay, so now on to the topic for today. And I understand that I saw a comment just now, whether there's any slides. Yes, there are some slides. I'll share the slides after this. But just give me a moment. Let me pull up the slides. Just give me a moment.
Professor Lim, you can also share the bibliometric screen. You can do it lively if you.
Yes. I will do that. I will do that after this. But I wanted to just set the scene first.
Yes.
So that everybody understands that bibliometric analysis is not different than systematic literature review. Bibliometric analysis is an analytical technique under the broader umbrella of systematic literature review, right? Okay, so let's dive in. And you will see my screen now. Do let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, good. All right, so in the next hour or so, we are going to cover three things. The first one is to introduce bibliometric analysis to you. The second one is how to search for data from Scopus. So I believe that you have Scopus. And the third one is how do you analyze the data, right? And we're going to use two software today. One is Bibliometrics in R. Bibliometrics is a package in the R environment, and VOS Viewer is a standalone software. All right, so we're going to use two software today, and I will explain to you which analysis you use which software and why. All right, so I'll explain to you after this. All right, so we know that the body of knowledge, it's vast. All right, why is it vast? Because there is continuous evolution. More and more people are doing research today. You know, as compared to the past, we do 10 times more research today as compared to before. Evidence of that is that before pandemic, right, before 2020, journals usually have about 300 submissions, but today journals have 3,000 submissions. So that is example of research has grown 10 times more since the pandemic until today. Right, so we have a very, very large body of knowledge. And what we want to find out is that how have the knowledge grown over time? What are the major areas of research in a particular area? All right, so we want to look at the patterns and the trends. So patterns is current state, trends is the evolution of those themes, for example, over time. All right, so it tells us that. Why? It's because we want an objective evaluation. We always like to say that, you know, this research is underexplored. The question is, where is the evidence that is underexplored? If we say that this has not been looked at in developing countries, is there evidence to back that up? All right. So therefore, bibliometric analysis can provide these answers. It can tell you that this research area, for example, customer engagement, which country has done the most research on it? And then you will realize that a lot of research and customer engagement has been done in the US, in the UK, and Europe, right? But when you look at Asia, you don't see many, right? So therefore, you can then conclude that the research of the area is underdeveloped in developing countries, right? It can give you the objective evaluation. And of course, future research directions, because once you know what is the current state, you know what the trends are coming about, you know where there are gaps, therefore you can actually propose future directions.
Sorry to interrupt, Professor Lim. If you could make it a full screen, many are telling in the chat box to make the screen full.
The full screen now, right? Can you see the full screen?
It is actually in the presenter's view. It is there.
Okay. Let me see what I can do. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, no issues. You can make it a little bit. That's all. It's a small request.
It's okay. Let me see. Let me just give me a moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see in full screen now?
Now it is right, sir. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Right. So we talk about
excellent.
Okay, so we talk about the body of knowledge that is growing and growing, and we want to know what is the current trends, what are the current patterns, and we want to do it in an objective manner so that we can propose future research. All right. So that's our motivation, and to do that, therefore, bibliometric analysis come into play. All right. So bibliometric analysis is a quantitative technique for analyzing research. It can structure research, it can synthesize research, and it can make sense of what is happening. So, in terms of analysis, there are two types of analysis in bibliometric analysis. The first one is performance analysis. And performance analysis, you look at the number of publications and number of citations. There is a misconception that goes out there, and they say that bibliometric analysis is not a very useful analysis because it only talks about which are the top publications, who are the top authors, and how many citations, and so on. They say that this does not create new knowledge, right? But what is the counter argument towards these critics? The counter argument towards these critics is that performance analysis tells you the profile of publications in that area of research. It is like when you do a quantitative research, when you do a survey research, you report your participants' profile. Same case when you do qualitative research, you report the profile of your interviewees. So likewise, when we do systematic literature reviews, we also report the profile of those publications in the field. That's what performance analysis does. It provides a profile of the papers in the field, right? Which means that performance analysis in bibliometric analysis is not the main analysis. It is just giving you an idea. What is the profile of papers like? Same like the profile of respondents in quantitative research, same like profile of interviewees in qualitative research. That's it, right? It's just the profile of whatever that you're trying to analyze. So that's the first part. The second part, where knowledge truly matters, is the science mapping part, right? Why does it call science mapping? It is called science mapping because you are trying to map the scientific knowledge, all right? Which are the major themes in the field and how do they relate to one another, right? So it tells you the current state, it also tells you the evolution of it. So that's science mapping, right? So bibliometric analysis have two types of analysis. The first one is called performance analysis, which looks at publication and citations. Publication signals productivity, citation signals impact. And the second part is science mapping. And through science mapping, when we map the scientific knowledge, we can know the current state of knowledge as well as the evolution of the knowledge. How have knowledge in that field evolved over time? So that's the two types of analysis in bibliometric analysis. When it comes to data, we have two types of data. We have contributor data and we have contribution data. Contributor data is, for example, the authors in the field, the institutions in the field, the country in the field, and the journals that are publishing it. So therefore, we can know who are the top authors that publish the most. We can know which institution published the most, which country published the most, and which journals publish research in the area the most. So that is contributor data. The other one is contribution data. So contribution data is used as a proxy to map the scientific knowledge in the field. Things like the article title, abstract, and keywords. Things like the citations and the references. We will have a closer look at this later on. But when you extract data from Scopus, this is what you actually extract. You will extract contributor data and contribution data from Scopus. And based on what we extract from Scopus, we can run a bibliometric analysis. Okay? Database, we have Scopus. Scopus is, a prominent database by Elsevier. We also have Web of Science, and Web of Science is by Clarivate Analytics. Of course, if we can combine both Scopus and Web of Science, we are able to get a very comprehensive database, right? But for many of us, we only have access to Scopus. We don't have access to Web of Science. And then again, for many of us, we are in the social sciences field. In the field of social sciences, most of our papers are indexed in Scopus. All right. And more often than not, whatever that is indexed in Scopus is also indexed in Web of Science. Right. So this is true for the social sciences like business, management, and so on. But in the sciences, you will realize that a lot of their journals in sciences, like in medicine, is indexed in Web of Science, but not in Scopus. Right? But for many of us, I believe here today, we are from the social sciences. So therefore, actually using Scopus is enough. Because whatever is in Scopus is also in Web of Science. So you don't need to actually manage duplicates, because managing duplicates can be very complicated, especially when you combine databases. So because of that, my advice is that if you're in social sciences, using Scopus is enough. Right? So the database here, before that, right, we have the different tools or the software to analyze it, right? There's Bibliometric, which is a package in the R environment, and VOS Viewer, which is the software for bibliometric analysis. So these two softwares are what we're going to use, right? And the database provides the data, right? So Scopus provides contributor data, contribution data. The data is what we input into the analysis tool. All right, but before that, we clean for consistency, we clean for duplication. All right, I'll teach you how to do that after this. Right? So once we have the data, we have cleaned it, then we analyze it using the tools. And through the tool like Bibliometrics and VOS Viewer, we are able to run performance analysis and science mapping. Right? So in a nutshell, what you see on screen is what bibliometric analysis is all about. Right? So this is the high level overview of what bibliometric analysis is. Right. So what you can see on screen is a search protocol. All right. There are two types of search protocol. One is PRISMA. So PRISMA is by Moher and colleagues that was published in 2009. All right. So PRISMA is a protocol that tells you to document everything you are making, all the decisions you are making in the search process. That's what PRISMA tells you. In 2021, a group of researchers from consumer sciences came out with this protocol called the SPAR-4SLR protocol. Right? So what's the difference? The difference is just the naming of the stages, but the stages can actually be mapped identically. All right. So for PRISMA, the stages are identification, screening and eligibility, and inclusion. For SPAR-4SLR, it is assembling, arranging, and assessing. And as you can see on screen, the stages map to each other. Right. So it doesn't really matter whether you use PRISMA or whether you use SPAR-4SLR. Doesn't really matter. What matters is that you document these considerations. For example, what is your search focus? Your search focus is, let's say, the metaverse, right? So because your focus is the metaverse, when you develop your search keywords, or we call it a keyword string, then you must include the different spellings of the metaverse, right? Like what you see on screen, metaverse or meta/verse or meta space verse, right? Because these are the different spelling of how people actually spell metaverse, right? Search period is looking at, what is the period of your search? Is it up to the date of search? So I had a paper that I will show you after this. The date of search was until 15 October 2023. If you want to use today, which is 27 October 2025, you can do that. Search database, if you use Scopus, just put Scopus. If you use Web of Science, just mention Web of Science. If you use both, then mention both. But like I said, if you are looking at it from a social science perspective, actually using Scopus is enough, right? Search field. What is search field? Search field is where are you going to search these keywords in? All right. So here it is article title, abstract, and keywords. Why do we only search in article title, abstract, and keywords? It's because if the keywords that you use to search for articles, all right, if they truly matter in that paper, definitely those keywords will appear in the title, abstract, and keywords. It is impossible, all right, almost impossible for you to search a keyword and that keyword, if it's so important, it does not appear in the title, abstract, and keywords. It is very unlikely that will be the case, right? So the assumption here is that when you choose your search field, which is article, title, abstract, and keywords, it means that if the topic that you're looking at, for example, the metaverse, if the metaverse is really important, the word metaverse should appear in the title, abstract, and keywords. And if it appears over there, then the article will show up in the search results, right? So that's why the search field is limited to article, title, abstract, and keywords. Because if you include the entire paper itself, including the references, what will happen is that you may end up picking papers in the search result that doesn't fit your search focus, doesn't fit the focus of your review, right? The metaverse could only be mentioned in a very light-hearted manner, all right, in a very touch and go manner, meaning that the metaverse is not of central focus in the paper. It was just mentioned sparingly, right? So because of that, search field was always the article title, abstract, and keywords. So once you input this into the search database like Scopus, then you will have your number of documents that you come out. And when you get the number of documents up, don't be scared. Sometimes you see 3,000 over documents and you'll be thinking to yourself, oh my God, I'm going to review 3,000 over documents? The answer is yes, you can review 3,000 over documents. Why? Because you are not going to review it manually. You are going to review it using an automated technique. What is that automated technique? This is called bibliometric analysis, right? You're not going to read each and every article. You are going to let the software tell you which articles are in which cluster, and then you read the top articles in that cluster. Or you read the articles in the cluster over time. Like for example, in the early days, what was the focus? In the mid days, what was the focus? And most recently, what was the focus? All right. So you read in a very smart manner. All right. So therefore, you can actually review an area with a lot of papers over there. Okay. So the search results will give you that. And then once you have the search results, you want to do some filtering. Right? You only want to include certain types of documents, for example. For example, in document type, you only want to include article. Right? Document type, you have article, you have reviews, you have editorials, you have notes, you have corrections, you have retractions, and all those kind of things. But what you really want is just article. Why? Because article is either conceptual or article is usually empirical. Why don't you include review? Because you yourself is doing a review. That's why you don't include reviews. Why you don't include editorial? Because editorials are not peer review. Right? So usually in terms of document type, you will select article. In terms of language, because we only understand English, we don't understand Spanish, we don't understand Italian, and so on. That's why we only choose English. And English is the lingua franca. It is the language of science. The next one is publication stage. Right? Then we have like final. Right? We have in-press. So usually what we do is that we only include articles that have already been finalized. It is not in-press. What's the difference between final and in-press? Final is when the article has been assigned a volume, an issue number, and a page number. Then it's final. If it's in-press, means that the paper is now online, but the paper has not been put into a volume, issue, or page number yet. So why do we not include in-press? Why we only include final? Because sometimes a paper might be published, for example, in 2025, but only gets assigned to a volume, issue, and page number in 2026 or 2027. So therefore, when you report in your review, it becomes incorrect reporting in the future. Because the paper that was in-press, you classify it as 2025, when in actual fact, the in-press paper has not been assigned a volume, issue, and page number, and is only issued so in the coming years. right? So therefore, we only include papers that are finalized in the publication stage. The next one is source type. So source type means whether it's journals, whether it's books, whether it's conferences, and so on. So more often than not, we only include journal articles. Why? Because journal articles are exploratory. What does it mean by exploratory? Means they actually do research and find out something new, right? In contrast, books usually are explanatory. It is not exploratory. Why? Books usually rehash or repeat things that we already know. If we want to talk about the latest insights, we would not read a book. We will read journal articles. Journal articles gives us the latest insights. Books gives us repeated insights. Right? That is usually the case. And why we don't include conference papers? Because conference papers are usually work in progress. Conference papers are usually not full papers. And more often than not, what happens is that we will usually publish our ideas in conference and then publish the full papers in journal. So because of that, we also avoid double counting. Okay? To avoid that, we don't include conference papers. Right? So that in general, in business, in management, in marketing, we usually only look at journals as source type. But nevertheless, if you are, let's say you are in business analytics, let's say you're information system, do you include the IEEE conference proceedings? The answer is yes, you can. Why? Because in information systems, information technology, data science, data analytics, business analytics, in those fields of research, the main publication outlet is not journals, it's actually in conference proceedings, especially the IEEE conference proceedings or the ACM conference proceedings, Association of Computing, right? So because of that, then maybe you want to include conference proceedings if you are doing research in the area of information systems, information technology, data science, data analytics, and business analytics. But if not, if you're doing in business, in management, in marketing, accounting and finance, usually your source type is only journal, okay? The next one is search areas or subject areas, right? Subject areas. Usually you will include business, management, and accounting. Why business management and accounting? Because things like marketing, things like hospitality, things like tourism, things like management, they are all categories within the subject area called business management accounting, right? How do you know that? Very simple. If you want to know, marketing is in which field, you just type a marketing journal, let's say journal marketing, and then you search Scopus, you will realize that it falls under business management accounting. Right? We'll take a look at it after this. So once you use these filters, you filter by document type, which includes article, you filter by language, which includes English, you filter publication stage, which is only final, and you filter source type, which is journals, you filter subject areas, which is business management accounting, then suddenly what will happen is that your 3,000 over documents that you have earlier will suddenly become only 150 documents. Okay? And if let's say you use Scopus and Web of Science, then maybe you have duplicates. Right? As you can see, a lot of duplicates are removed when it comes to metaverse research. So in total, you only have 172. So for 154 to 172, that's only a few papers over there. The question is that a significant amount? Actually, it's not significant. It's only a difference of about 18 papers over there. Right? Yeah, 18 papers over there. So 18 papers will not change the themes in your analysis. Right? So it's okay. You don't have to be entirely perfect. Right? Even 18 papers are missing, that's okay. 154 papers will also give you the same results as 172 papers. That's usually the case. So once you have filtered it, then you can start doing your analysis, which is bibliometric analysis. You can then analyze the performance and you can then do your size mapping. Okay? And then when you want to propose future research directions, that's where you look at some trend analysis and you do some gap spotting. Right? So don't worry, after this, I will give you these papers as well, if you have not already gotten them. The first one is how to do a bibliometric analysis. In that introduces you all the different techniques that are there. The one in the middle looks at how bibliometric analysis advances theory and how it advances practice. Right? Meaning, what is the contribution of bibliometric analysis to theory and what is the contribution of bibliometric analysis to practice? You can use the ideas from the guide in the middle. And the last guide, which is the guide on the right, how to combine and clean bibliometric data and use bibliometric tools synergistically. This guide here is the ultimate guide. it gives you step by step exactly what to do. Right? So the last guide is the ultimate guide. It was published in 2024. This guide here really is the ultimate guide because it tells you even where to download the software, what to click, what are the commands to use, and so on. And it gives you how the output look like from software and how you can turn that software output into a professional looking out, table or figure or anything like that, right? Because why? Because the last thing that you want to do is to use the actual output, the output from the software. You want to use it 100%. Like for example, if you want to talk about number of publications, number of citations, you don't use the software output because the software output is very poor. So what you're going to do is to convert the software output into something that looks more professional. All right. And all the examples are in the paper in the right. All right. And you can download it for free. Everything is free. Okay. And then there is this guide here as well about how do you interpret the results. So to interpret the results, we use a sense-making approach. All right, and sense-making approach consists of 3 steps. The first step is to scan for trends. What are the trends that are happening? Number 2 is sensing. Sensing what is happening. Why is this trend happening? And the last one is substantiating. Right? Do you have citations to support the trends and the why that you are finding it out? All right, so sense making consists of 3 steps: scanning, sensing, and substantiating. Scanning for trends, sensing why the trend is happening, and substantiating by providing evidence and citation to what you have just found. All right, so this is the paper there. All right, this is performance analysis and this is science mapping. Okay, as mentioned, performance analysis can look at publication metrics. Publication tells you productivity. It can tell you whether the field is publishing more over time. Is it growing? Citation is impact. Is it making an impact? All right. Are people citing research on the field? And sometimes you have hybrid metrics. Hybrid metrics are things like H index and so on. Right. But those are the things that we don't usually do because that one involves manual calculation. Science mapping, you have a couple of types, but I will use an illustration to show you. Right. So science mapping, basically you have 3 types. You have core citation analysis, you have bibliographic coupling, and you have keyword co-occurrence analysis, right? So what's the difference between these 3 different analyses? As you can see on the left, there are documents called citing documents, and there are documents called cited documents. Citing documents are the articles itself. For example, the metaverse article, right? And within the metaverse article, there is a reference list, right? There's reference list in there. So the references are cited documents. Now, if you look at core citation analysis looks at, for example, if a metaverse article A cites article B and article C, article B and article C in the reference list will become one cluster. So what this means is that core citation analysis clusters the references together. Why does it cluster the references together? What does this mean? It means that what is the knowledge that is the core knowledge in the field that is relied upon. And that's why, for example, in metaverse research, if you run a core citation analysis, you will see clusters with articles like Joe Hare's article, Christian Ringer's article, Marco Sastet's article, right? Fornell and Lacker's article, right? And when you think about it, hey, Joe Hare, Christian Ringer, Marco Sastet, Fornell and Lacker, these people are actually looking at multivariate data analysis. They are looking at validity, convergent and discriminant validity. How come they are in this cluster? They are not talking about the metaverse, right? Sometimes you may wonder. The reason for that is because that's how core citation analysis works. Core citation analysis clusters the references. It doesn't cluster the metaverse article, it clusters the references. So as you can see there, the circle for core citation analysis is the circle at article B, article C. And what is article B, article C? It is cited documents, which means references. So this means that core citation analysis tells you what knowledge is being relied upon in the field to generate new knowledge. Okay, so that is core citation analysis. The next one is called bibliographic coupling. Now, as you can see, the circle or the clustering for bibliographic coupling is at the article level, which means that if two metaverse articles, metaverse article A, metaverse article B, if they cite article C, all right, it means that article A and article B forms a one cluster. So as you can see, the cluster for article A, article B for bibliographic coupling is at the article level, right? Which means that they represent, article A, article B represents the knowledge about metaverse itself, all right? So that's bibliographic coupling. It clusters based on metaverse articles that have same references. The metaverse articles become one cluster, right? So that's the difference between bibliographic coupling and co-citation analysis. The level of clustering is different. Co-citation analysis clusters the references. Bibliographic coupling clusters the articles based on referencing similarity, but it clusters the articles itself, okay? The last one there is keyword co-occurrence analysis. And as we all know, keyword co-occurrence analysis means that keywords that always appear together form a particular cluster. Okay, keywords that always appear together form one particular cluster. So this means that bibliographic coupling and keyword co-occurrence analysis can actually be triangulated. Triangulated means this: the themes that come out from bibliographic coupling and the themes that come out from keyword co-occurrence analysis can be mapped together. Like, for example, we talk about metaverse. When we talk about augmented and virtual reality, that may be one cluster in bibliographic coupling. And that cluster can also appear in keyword co-occurrence analysis. So because of that, the clusters are the same. So they match to each other. Meaning that although the proxies are different, the proxy for bibliographic coupling or the assumption is based on similarity in referencing. Article A, article B have shared similar references. That's why article A, article B form one cluster. Whereas keyword co-occurrence analysis is that the keywords in article A, article B always appear together. That's why the keywords form one cluster. Which means that bibliographic coupling and keyword co-occurrence analysis can triangulate. Which means that the themes from bibliographic coupling will always be the same as the themes from the keyword co-occurrence analysis so that they can map. And when they can map, that is called triangulation. Okay, so these are the three main analyses from bibliometric analysis, size mapping. Okay, hope that this is clear to you.
Shall we see this directly, sir? Can you show it?
Yes. I'll show this to you after this. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to download and install the software. Okay. So what I want you to do is to go to Google and just type RStudio download. Okay. So you go to Google, you type RStudio download. And when you do that, you have to install in the order of the direction. So meaning that number one, you should install R first. Number two, install RStudio. So you must install R first before RStudio. If you do it the other way around, the software will not run. Why will not run? Because R is the main platform. RStudio operates on R. So therefore, R must be installed first. Once R is installed, then only install RStudio. Again, I repeat, you must install R first before installing RStudio. If you do it the other way around, the software will not work and then you have a problem. Then the only way to work is that you must uninstall everything and then install in the proper order. Okay, so you install R and then you install RStudio and then only you search for VOS Viewer on Google and you download VOS Viewer. All right, so today we are going to use two software. One is RStudio and one is VOS Viewer. Okay, so let me just stop sharing my screen first. And I will share let me see. Okay, I'll share my screen. Right? Okay, so what you do is you just go to Google, go to google.com and you type RStudio, download, and you click enter, and then you will see the first link over there. Right, proceed. Click on it. Click on the link. And then when you scroll down, you're able to see this. Install R Studio. So what you do is you download and install R first, and then only you download install R Studio second. Right? So do this first and then do this second. Right? So I'll give you maybe about 3 minutes. So go ahead and download R and then R Studio as well. Right, I'll give you 3 minutes.
Actually, we asked them to do it already, sir. They are having. You can.
Do they have R Studio as well?
R Studio, we have as a prerequisite. I asked them to install it in their system already.
Okay, so I assume that everybody has R and R Studio, yeah?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can go to Scopus page for searching on any Scopus file. You can download.
Sure.
Participants, you can please listen it carefully. He is going to the Scopus page and he's going to give the query to download the papers. This is very important.
Yep. Okay. So so what you do is you go to the Scopus page now. Okay, go to the Scopus page using your own institutional account. Go to your Scopus page and then you will see this. All right. Give me 2 minutes. I go refill my water first and then I'll come back. All right. Give me 2 minutes.
Yeah. And also, if you could magnify your screen, it would be better.
Yep.
No issues. Have your water and come. Participants, many of your institution would be having the paid institutional Scopus access. If you don't have one, you can get it from your friends in the institution. Deemed to be universities and all the government universities, B schools would be having this. This is a paid access where you can give the keyword of your area of research. You can download the previous research papers. Participants, in the meantime, you can open your R Studio and you can put this code and run it. You can see the Bibliometric environment is coming in the Google Chrome account. Okay.
Can you repeat, sir, what to do in R Studio?
Okay.
First, let him finish the Scopus and we'll see.
Okay, come. So now let's search for Scopus. So to do the search, let's say we have this. Right? So you have open bracket and close bracket first. Right? So let's say you want to use metaverse, right? You have the quotation mark or metaverse or metaverse, right? So you have different spelling. And let's say you want to look at metaverse in hospitality and tourism, right? So what you do is you type N and you do another bracket. You have hospitality or tourism. Okay, I zoom in for you. Let me zoom in for you. So as you can see here, there is one bracket here, which is the synonym for metaverse. There is another bracket here, which is the synonym for hospitality and tourism. All right, you get hospitality or tourism, or let's say you have another one, which is travel, right? Travel. Okay, travel. You must always make sure that you use the quotation marks. All right, the quotation marks, as you can see, before and after each keyword. All right, so as you can see, within the bracket, they are synonyms. Because they are synonyms, you use the word or. But in between the bracket here, all right, you have the word and. Why do you use the word and here and not use the word or? It's because you want to find out research that is on metaverse in hospitality and tourism. Because if you use the word or instead of and here, what will happen is that you will have metaverse articles and you have hospitality and tourism articles. And you will find that there are articles on metaverse that doesn't relate to hospitality and tourism, and you will find hospitality and tourism articles that doesn't relate to the metaverse. So that's why if you want metaverse in hospitality and tourism, here this search string must be the word and, not all. Okay, all means synonym, either one. Okay, so that's why all is inside the bracket. All right, because these are synonyms. All is inside the bracket. Understand? Okay, so when you put it this way, it becomes very clean. Sometimes people don't use bracket. All right, when you don't use bracket, it becomes confusing. All right, sometimes you yourself get confused. So because of that, when you use your search screen, always create brackets. Right? Even if you don't want hospitality and tourism, you just want metaverse, also create a bracket, because then it's very clear. But now let's try with hospitality and tourism. Okay? Please note that the spacing is very important. Make sure you don't have 2 times spacing or 3 times spacing. Make sure you only have 1 spacing. Right? Sometimes the search cannot run because of the spacing. Or sometimes the search cannot run because you have an open quotation mark, you forgot to put the close quotation mark, also cannot run. Right? So when something cannot run in Scopus, make sure that you have put everything nicely. Everything is complete, nothing is missing. Okay? So in this case here, nothing is missing, so we click search. Right? Within article title extract, we click search, then you leave it a while, then it will load. Okay, just wait a while. It's loading. Okay, so now we see metaverse in hospitality and tourism, about 568 papers. Okay, so what we do is we scroll down to the left. We only want up to 2025. Why? Because today is 2025, right? So when we look at it, up to 2025, just now was 568. Now we have 567, meaning that one article was in 2026. Okay, so we leave it to 2025. This figure here, 2007, I did not do anything. All right, it automatically come out on its own. What does it? The first article was in 2007. That's what it's saying. Okay, and then when we look at subject area, because hospitality and tourism is under business management accounting, so we only click that. Document type, remember what I said, I only want article, I don't want conference paper, I don't want reviews. Why? I don't want books, book chapters. Book chapter is explanatory, not exploratory. I mean, there's nothing new. Conference paper is work in progress. Review papers are redundant. So therefore, I only want article as document type. Source title, these will be all journals, so don't worry, don't bother about that. Publication stage is final. All right, in press, I don't want. And then source type journal, so I click only journal. Language, I want English. Okay, then I press limit to. It's not exclude, but I press limit to, right? Because I want to limit to only this type of criteria. So when we click that, now we have 133 documents. Okay, so let's say now we are happy with these 133 documents, right? And then you realize that, oh, the latest paper is 2022 until 2025, meaning that metaverse in hospitality and tourism is very, very new, right? Okay, so if you want to download everything, we click this box here, and then we click export, export CSV. Okay, again, I repeat, we click this box over here to select everything, and then we click export, and then we click CSV. Okay, so when we click CSV, then we have this. Citation information we want, bibliographic information we want, abstract keywords we want, funding details. Yeah, so you can use everything. Okay, and then you click export. Okay, you click export. Once you click export, then the data file will be downloaded. So as you can see at the bottom right screen, it's been downloaded. So where is it downloaded? Here. So you go to here, you realize your download history, you have this folder box, open the folder box, then you have your Scopus file here in your downloads there. right? So let's call this Scopus. Scopus, Metaverse, hospitality, tourism. Okay, so this is our Scopus file. Now, if we click onto our Scopus file, we double click it, let's see what's inside. Okay, just give it a moment. Right, so just just close it. It's okay. Leave it as it is. Okay, so this is a Scopus file, right? We have 133 documents. So as you can see here, 134 minus 1 is 133, right? Because the first row here is not a document, right? So we have 133 documents. That's great. Now, if you want to know whether there's duplicates in here, how do we find out whether there's duplicates, all right? So what we do is we select everything, all right? Control A, you select everything, and then you go to Home, Conditional Formatting, okay? Conditional Formatting, highlight cell rules, duplicate value. Okay, I repeat again. If you want to find duplicates, you select everything in the workbook, you go to Home, Conditional Formatting here, right? This one here, Conditional Formatting, highlight cell rules, duplicate value. Okay, so when you click onto there, sorry. You can, what you do is first, before that, you click on the first row here, click on the first row, and then you click, where is the sort function?
In the data.
Sorry, it's in data.
Yeah, so no, you can click Home here, you click Edit, and then you click Sort and Filter, and then you click Filter. Okay, then the filter will be there. Okay, the filter will be there. So what you do then is to do a custom sort by DOI, find the DOI, right? Find the DOI and sort by DOI. Okay, then everything is sorted by DOI. Once it's sorted by DOI, then what you do is you select the DOI column, go to Conditional Formatting, highlight cell rules, duplicate value. Okay, select the DOI column, highlight cell rules, duplicate values, and then you click OK. Then you scroll all the way down to see whether there's anything marked in red. If there is nothing marked in red, means there is no duplicate. Okay, here there is no duplicate. Everything is correct. Okay, if you want to also know the same, then what you can do is you look at, let's say, article title. All right, you can also do the same way, sort and filter, custom sort. All right, sort and filter, custom sort. Sorry, Control A, edit, sort and filter, custom sort. Instead of DOI, now you choose, let's say, title. All right, title, and then sort by title. So it goes in alphabetical order by title. Then you want to find duplicates, select the title column, Conditional Formatting, highlight cell rules, duplicate values, click OK, scroll all the way down to see whether anything is in red. If nothing is in red, then means that there is no duplicates. Yeah, so here, this data file got no duplicate, so it's very clean, right? Why is it very clean? Because we only use from Scopus, that's why it's very clean. Okay, so if there's no duplicates, then means that we can use this file as it is. All right, we can use this file as it is. Okay, so what we will do now is we go to our Windows and we search for
Sir,
RStudio.
can we say that by using the title and DOI tabs, we can remove the duplicates? These are the two tabs can be used for removing the duplicates, sir?
That's right, that's right. These two are the easiest tabs because DOI is the unique identifier for each document. The title is there as well. So if the DOI you never catch, the title you should be able to catch. So it's the two things which is the cross-check mechanism there.
So sir, if we are not getting any duplicate by using these two tabs, then we can make sure that our data set doesn't have any duplicate records, right, sir?
Correct. So that is the way to find duplicates. If there is no duplicate, it's okay. It's normal not to find duplicates when you only use one one database, which is Scopus. If you use Scopus and Web of Science, for sure there is duplicate.
Yes, definitely. Multiple use of multiple database can lead to this.
Correct. And like I said, doesn't really matter, because whatever in social sciences, in business and management, whatever that is in Scopus, whatever that is Web of Science is in Scopus. But not necessarily what is in Scopus is Web of Science. Right? So that's why using Scopus is usually better. Okay, so so we go to the Windows, we search for RStudio. Okay, and then we open RStudio. Right, so we open RStudio. RStudio will open. Okay, so once RStudio open, and if let's say this is your first time, if this is your first time using RStudio to run bibliometric analysis, you need to type install.packages, right? Install.packages. And then you type inside here, Biblio, and then you see Bibliometrics there, right? Click on it, and then you click enter, right? So once that happens, then you will start to install the Bibliometric package in there. All right, like you can see on screen now, it is installing. All right, so let it install first. All right, it's installing.
Could you repeat again the steps, sir?
The step is okay. The step again is you type install.packages. Once you type install.packages, then this will come out. All right, and then after that, you type Bibliometrics in between there. Bibliometrics, once you see it come out, just click on it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so then after that, it will take about 2 to 3 minutes to download everything. So we just wait it there. So let me show you again here. Install.packages, open bracket, then you have the quotation mark, Bibliometrics there. But you just type Bibliometric, the quotation mark will automatically come out, because once you type Biblio, the option will come out, you click on the option, automatically it will be in quotation mark. Once that is there, you just click enter. Once you click enter, then the package will download and install on its own. Okay, so it's still installing, just give it a while. Takes a while to install. Okay, so once it installs already, then you just have to type, no, still installing. Let it install first.
In the meantime, you can share that 133 paper CSV, no, sir. Let them also run. As it is a hands-on. After you are running, they will also run it.
Okay. Let me then just share it.
Can you put me in my WhatsApp? I will share it to them. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Let me do it in a WhatsApp. Give me a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, I just shared to your WhatsApp.
Yeah, sir, I will give it.
Okay, let me just share my screen again first. Okay, so once it's done, so once it's downloaded ready, then we type in library. Okay, type in library, and then type Bibliometrics. Okay, library, bibliometrics, and click enter. Then it will load. Just give it a while to load. Okay, so once this is loaded, once you type library bibliometrics, once it's loaded, then you type this Biblio Shiny. All right, you type there Biblio Shiny. So you type Biblio Shiny. Okay, type Biblio Shiny and then click on enter. Once it click enter, it will open up a tab in your browser. Right, like what you see on screen. Once you type Biblio Shiny, it opens the tab in the browser. Okay, here, Biblio Shiny. Okay, first you type library, bibliometrics, and then once it loads, then it tells you to start the app, which is to type Biblio Shiny. You also type Biblio Shiny, and then you click enter. Once you click enter, then the web browser will come alive. Okay, then you just wait a little while because the web browser is loading. So just wait a little while. So it takes a while to load. So just give it a while. Right? Loading very slow today. Usually it's much faster. Let it load first, yeah? Because it's running in the back. It's running in the back. It's running in the back.
இது அடுத்து ஒரு வாரம் பேமெண்ட்லாம் கிடையாது இதுக்கு முன்னாடி கட்டுறேன் எவ்வளோ 300 இவ்வளவு மனசுல பேசிக்கிறேன் உங்களுக்கு இவ்வளவு பெரிய சார்
Sir, if it is such
Sir,
case,
if any
then can't
issue,
we
can I
run
show
Biblio
my
Shiny
screen?
again,
Can you
sir?
explain it?
Say again?
Sir, if it is such case, if it like takes a long time to load, can't we run the Biblio Shiny again, sir? Can we run Biblio Shiny again?
No. Don't run it again because if you look at it, it's still downloading and installing the thing. So there is no point. There is no point in trying to rerun again. Just have to be patient.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so we just have to be patient. Because it's loading, so just be patient. See, it's there now, right? Like I mentioned, just have to be patient. Okay, just have to be patient. You don't have to rerun it again or anything like that. So this is the app, Biblio Shiny. Okay. Now, when you use Biblio Shiny, it's important that you cite this paper. All right. When you say that you have used bibliometrics in R, you must cite this paper because the authors have said that when they are used in a publication, we ask the authors to cite the following reference. Failure to cite the software is considered a violation of the license. So therefore, when you use this software in your paper, you must actually cite this paper. Okay? So what can we see?
Yeah.
We go to data. We go to data. We go to data, and then we go to import or load. Okay, we go to import or load, and then you choose, right? Import raw file. The file here is Scopus, all right? So click import raw file, and then you click Scopus, right? And then you choose your file, right? Select your file, which was in the downloads just now, Scopus Metaverse Hospitality Tourism. Open that file. Okay, once upload is complete, click start. All right, then it will load the data. Okay, so let it load. Okay, again, it takes a while, so just have to be patient, right? Okay, so once it's load, then you will see abstract is, everything is there, nothing is missing, affiliation is there, author is there, cited references is there, everything is there. All right, so it's excellent. Keywords, some of them appears to be missing, but it's only a few, that's okay. Keyword plus, corresponding authors, science categories, completely missing, is okay. Why? Because keyword plus, corresponding authors, science categories are for web or science, it's not for Scopus, right? But in general, everything is there, right? So if everything is there, then you click close, right? Because this is not important information. All right, so once everything is there, then now you can look at things. Like for example, you go to overview, you have annual scientific production, okay? So when you click annual scientific production, you have all these here, right? You have the data here. So what you do is you click plus, means you add it to the report, okay? So you click on the plus sign, then annual scientific production has been added to the report, right? If you want to know the average citation per year, you have it over there, click plus, then it adds to the report. All right, why do I click plus and add to the report? Because later on, I can download all this information in a single Excel sheet. Okay, sources, most relevant sources. So I want to know which journals publish the most. So I click the play button first, which is to run the analysis. Okay, and then I can see, right? International Journal of Contemporary Hospitality Management and so on, right? I also want this in the report, so I click the plus sign. Okay, so now I know the publication per year, I know the citations per year, I know which journals are publishing it. Let's now look at authors, all right? Most relevant authors. Same thing, I run the analysis by clicking the play button, and then I click the plus, all right? Then I click the plus. And then most relevant affiliations, I click the play button again, and then I click plus. Or if I look at author countries, I click the play button again. Hey, doesn't come out. Just look at it. Biblio AI. Let's see whether that works. So sometimes the software might have bugs. So sometimes it cannot run. All right. But let's say
for this AI, you used any Gemini API keys, sir? Otherwise, it will not work, right? I tried in mine.
Yeah, but let's see. It's okay. So if it doesn't work, it's fine. You know, corresponding author's country. When it doesn't work, then we have a problem, because why? We cannot escape it. Actually, there's a simpler way to do this. All right. The simpler way to do it is you just go to Scopus. You just click the analyze results here. All right. When you click analyze results in Scopus, then this will come up. All right, so if you want documents per year, you just click documents per year, and then you just click export, right? Export CSV. Then when you click on it, when you open the file, you actually have your documents per year, right? So that's one way of doing it. Same case, if you want the authors, by authors, you click on authors, you can also export it as well, right? Click on export, then you can get all the authors in there. All right, like what I just did. Export, then it's there. When you open the file, then you also have your authors here, right? Everything is there. Okay, everything is there. I actually find doing the Scopus, you know, by authors, by countries, is actually much easier as compared to using Bibliometrics, right? Because Bibliometrics sometimes is a bit tedious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, as this is a hands-on one, shall we ask any one participant to share the screen and do it, and you can review it for the last 10 minutes only?
Can let me run through very quickly first. All
Yeah,
right.
fine.
Yeah. So when you go to documents, most global cited documents, is loading. You can click run. It's lagging. Maybe let me try to refresh it first. It's okay, let me try to run again. Leave your shiny. Okay. Data. Import load. Import raw files. Scopus. Browser. Choose the file. Scopus Metaverse. Start. Conversion in progress. So once you have this, right, actually it's a matter of just playing, you know, clicking here, clicking there, just to play around. All right, so again, we go to overview, annual scientific production, we click plus, right, sources, most relevant sources, we run it. Once the result is out, we click plus, okay? And let's say now we also want to look at, let's say, clustering by coupling, right? So we click run, let it run. To this bibliographic coupling, it tells you here, right? In the table, it tells you which articles are in which clusters and so on, right? So then you can see, right, the themes that are here, right? So you have metaverse tourism, virtual reality, you have metaverse hospitality tourism, you have visit intention, you have certain countries, Scandinavian countries here, and so on, right? So if you want the report, you can just add to results. But if you don't want to, you can look at the others, like conceptual structure, co-occurrence network. You can also click play and see. This one a little bit more meaningful because here you can see, the keywords are here, right? So in red color, you have all the technologies for metaverse, right? In the green color here, you have a lot on tourism related. In the purple color here is more about marketing. See, consumption, marketing, retailing. The brown color one is on heritage tourism. The blue color here is on ecotourism. And then the orange part here is a lot about immersion, right? So very clear cut, you know, you have different clusters. Here, each color represents a cluster. Okay, so if you want the details, just click on plus. Just click on plus. If you want to download this, just click on this as well. Okay. So let's say those are the things that you want, and you want the report. So go to report. You go to report. Okay. So I think we clicked too many times. So let's say these are the 3 reports that you want. You want the number of years, you want to look at the journals that are publishing it, and you want to look at the keywords. All right. So you just click export. And then when you open the file, everything is in the file. All right. Yes, everything is in the file. See, per year is there. If you want, the sources are there. So these are the top journals that are there. And then if you want to look at the words are there. So the cluster 1, these are the words in cluster 1. Cluster 2, these are the words. Cluster 3, and so on. Right? So this is the software output. Okay? What you got to do is to take the software output and turn it into a journal article. In order to look at how a journal article looks like, look at this paper. All right? Look at this paper here, because this paper gives you the step-by-step. See, just now we look at this orange diagram. It is here as well. Okay. Just now we also look at the table to look at the PRISMA protocol and the SPAR-4SLR, the considerations here and what you need to put in there. So the table is here as well. Okay. And then, like I said, right? How do you export bibliometric data? Like, for example, if you want to go to Scopus, you click export, you save in CSV, you know, the number of documents are there, select documents for export, and then label export file. Every step is there in this paper here. So as long as you have this paper, print it out, keep it beside you. Okay, it tells you the step by step. Even Web of Science, it's here as well. All right, Web of Science is here, Scopus is here. Okay, if you want to combine it, the steps to combine is also here. See, download the software, tells you, open the software, go to whatever not, right? What is the command? Everything is here. Okay, so just follow will do, right? But what I wanted to show you is, you see, this diagram here is also here, so don't worry. What I wanted to show you is this, right? So the software can tell you the publications per year and the citations per year. But you don't want to use the actual software output. Why? The actual software output only gives you a graph, but it doesn't give you the number. So what you can do is that you can create your own graph based on total publication and total citation. So this graph that you create yourself is actually much better than the software output. And that's what journal wants. Journal don't want the software output. Journal want to see that you can actually turn the software output into something more meaningful. So this is an example of what you can do. All right. So the best way to do it is to follow whatever that is being shown here, follow here. All right. Go with the recommendation. All right. What else? If we want to look at the most cited papers, you know, from the Bibliometrics, we can actually download it, you know, the global cited documents. Then you can actually have it. Then put it into this format. All right. The software won't give you in this format. The software will give you the details. They may give you the author, article, and year. They may give you an article title, but they don't give you a journal title. So it's your job to go and find those information back in the original Scopus file. Okay. So what else? Look at this. All right. Look at this. In one table, you have the top journals, the top authors, the top institution, and the top country all together. Right? They may only give you, for example, Buhalis, D, but it's your job to go and find out what is the author's full name. How do you find out the author's full name? Go and find in the original Scopus file where Buhalis comes in, look at the article title, go and search on Google Scholar. That's how you can find the original article. And by finding the original article, that's how you find out the author's full name. Right? So my preference is always to put the author's full name because it gives them a lot of respect. Okay? But this is how you can do it. many times when people do bibliometric analysis, they always come out one table for journals, one table for authors, one table for institution, one table for country. But that is 4 different tables. So the question is, why use so many tables when you can only use one table and present it like that, right? So therefore, my suggestion is that when you run the reports and you download the reports, take the information from there and put it into a table that looks like in the journal article. All right. So to put it simply, if you want to publish in an A category journal, then follow exactly how authors of A category journal create their tables. All right. And when they create the tables, usually they take the software output and put into the tables themselves. The software doesn't give them this exact table. The software will give them one Excel sheet on journals, one Excel sheet on authors, one Excel sheet on institution, one Excel sheet on countries. But the authors are the one that put it into the table themselves, right? So learn this trick, right? Learn this trick. Then you will realize, for example, co-citation analysis, right? That you can see panel A here is the output from BiblioShiny, right? Doesn't look so good as compared to panel B that looks at the output from VOS Viewer. So VOS Viewer gives you the entire reference. So it's much easier to use VOS Viewer for co-citation analysis than BiblioShiny, because BiblioShiny only gives you this Kim.j, right? Kim.j may have co-authors, but the co-authors are not there, right? But this is the output from BiblioShiny, which I do not recommend, right? So my recommendation is to use BiblioShiny when it gives you output that is easy to see, all right? So in this article here, I use a combination of BiblioShiny and VOS Viewer, all right? I will run VOS Viewer in a bit, all right? But let me show you this article first, okay? Sometimes you have certain words that perhaps are plural and singular and you want to combine them. So this is how you combine them, all right? This is the thesaurus file that you can create. So just follow this, how the format is, and then you'll be okay, all right? All the steps are there. See, all the steps are there. Download R Studio, open R, install packages, library, BiblioShiny. These are things that we talked about just now, right? So every step is there. And then you have your co-citation clusters. So put it in this format. When you download ready, put it in the format, okay? Same case, you can put, this is from VOS Viewer, all right? I will run very quickly. It's just a few clicks of a button only, okay? VOS Viewer as well. You know, keywords are here. This one is bibliographic coupling. You can put the picture there if you want to. And so on. All right, keywords, you see? Keywords. The keywords, the occurrences, the citations, the average publication year. Right? So just follow. Right? How to write, also just follow. You look at here. Right? Keyword concurrent cluster 2. It's called Immersive Technologies and Responsible Development of Metaverse. So it tells you everything, right? So how you write is to follow exactly how it was written in this article. Then you won't go wrong, okay? Same case, bibliographic coupling, tables are here. Just put it in nicely like what you see on screen, right? A lot of times, you have to go back to the original article, search in Google Scholar to get the full details. Get the full details of the full title, the full authors, the journal title, and so on, okay? Because the software output only gives you a hint, right? But it gives you according to the clusters really. So that's what you're going to do. And then at the end, what you do is this. You can map the clusters. So the keyword clusters are here. You can map to the bibliographic coupling clusters. You explain what is the focus of the map clusters, what are the theoretical implications, managerial implications, policy implications. So this is like a summary, right? So this is what you can actually do. So don't worry, this document I will send over later on, or you can download by yourself. I will send the info pack after this, and then you can actually get the info pack, right? So don't worry, everything step by step is in this document over here, okay? Now, the last one before I open up for questions is VOS Viewer, okay? So to look at VOS Viewer, don't worry about the steps. If you can remember, it's okay, it's good. If you cannot remember, it's okay, because just now the article has all the steps there, right? So what you do is you create. You select the second one here, create a map based on bibliographic data, right? Click the second one, create this, click next, read bibliographic data from database file, which is Scopus, click next, go to the Scopus tab, click Scopus here, and search for the Scopus file just now, right, which is in your downloads. All right, download Scopus file here. Click OK. Go to next. Okay, so let's say if I want to know co-occurrence of author keywords. All right, I click next. So here you have threshold here. What is the threshold? You can click 5 occurrences, or if you want to reduce to 4, it's also possible. Then you have 20 keywords, right? So the idea is to get about 20 to 30 keywords to come up with the clusters, all right? So here, there is no fixed threshold. It can be 4, it can be 3, it can be 2. Let's say if you have 2, what might happen is that you must have 72 keywords, quite a lot of keywords, right? Usually about 20 to 30 is fine. So just now we had about, let's say 4, about 20 keywords, all right? So that's good. We click next, everything is there, we click finish. Okay, and then you have this, right? You have the metaverse technologies in there, you have the sustainable stuff in there, you have the virtual reality, blockchain, and so on. All right. So if you want to get the details of this, you just click save. All right, save over here. Network file, CSV. Okay, so they just call this keyword occurrence. Right, you click OK. Click OK. When you go back to your downloads, you have the keyword occurrence file there. Double click that, and then the file will open. No, this one is not the right file. Something is wrong. Just give me a moment. Let me rerun it again. Save map file, CSV, keyword occurrence. Let's open it up again. Give it a moment. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so you have all the keywords here. Clusters are here. So what do? You select the first row, and then you have the filter. Create a filter, and then what you do is you select everything, and then you click sort, custom sort by cluster. Right, cluster is smallest to largest. You can also add another level, which is, let's say, average citations, or let's say occurrences, right? Occurrences largest to smallest. So the keyword that appears the most goes at the top, right? So let's click OK. There you see here, right? This one here is all in the first cluster and is arranged based on the number of occurrences. Okay, and then this is second cluster, this is the third cluster, and then this is the last cluster. Right? So then you can convert this information into what you see in the table in this document here. Right? So let's see the keyword occurrence table just now. Yeah, here. You have the keyword, you have the occurrence in this cluster, cluster 1, every citation, every publication year. Just extract the information out here. Right? So here, let's say is links, we don't want that. Total links, we don't want that. Occurrences, we want. Okay, so let's say we delete these two, and this is occurrences, so we type occurrences. And then here is your average publication year. Right? And then here, what you have this average citations. Okay? This one here, normalized citation, you don't want that. All right, so average citation is enough. Yeah, so then you just, that X and Y is things that you don't want as well. Right, so let's say we delete this off. Then there you go. You have your keywords that you can have, co-occurrences, average publication year, average citations, and then you turn it into the article format in this manner. Right? So that's basically how you go about doing it. Right? So I'll stop sharing my screen now. I know there's a lot of questions in the chat. So I'll stop sharing my screen. Okay, so that is basically how it is for bibliometric analysis. It is very easy because you download the data from Scopus. You just put it into the software, whether it's Bibliometrics or whether it's in VOS Viewer. You click a few buttons, all the analysis results are there. All right. And when you look at the analysis result, it's not perfect, it's raw. But what you're going to do is to sort and filter it and extract the information to make it look like how it looks like in the journal paper. All right. And again, I must emphasize this. If you want to publish in an A category paper, then you must come up with a table that looks like an A category paper. And to come up with a table that looks like A category paper is not to use the software output as it is, but to extract out the information from the software output to look at the journal paper. Then you'll be okay. How to write? Follow the journal paper as well. They wrote it in descriptively, you wrote descriptively. They wrote it critically, you wrote it critically. Okay, so that's all. That's all I would share. And again, I must say that while the process looks easy, the process is also very tedious, meaning that you have to do multiple times. All right, multiple times, because each analysis is one time, and then extract it out one by one. So it's very tedious, but it saves you a lot of hassle. So I give you one trick. If let's say you want to look at the cluster, you want to describe a cluster, all right? And in each cluster, there are articles there. What do? You can always copy the title of the article in each cluster. You can also copy the abstract of those articles, all right? You can go and Google Scholar it. Copy the abstract of each article, put it into ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT, for each article, can you summarize the key findings in one line and make this into one paragraph to describe this cluster? You can actually do that. That will help you to also understand the theme of the cluster as well as to get a good summary of that cluster, of how things interconnect over there. Okay. Another trick is to explain the earliest article to the latest article, right? So earliest article that was published to the latest article, most recent article that was published. So you move from older to new, all right? Again, if you are not sure, we have AI these days. AI can help you to do that, all right? So use AI to help you out. All right, so I think that's all for today, but let me now look at the chat box to see whether there are any questions that I could answer, right? Okay, I see that there's a WhatsApp group, so I think the organizers will add you to the group later on. There's also attendance list. Organizer will also do that. I do see some about RStudio that is very slow. Yes, again, as you can see from my screen just now, RStudio is very slow, but it's okay. Just be patient, wait for it. All right, because when you look at the RStudio software, the thing is still running. Right? And once it finishes running, then the web browser, your Google Chrome or your Mozilla Firefox, will then show the bibliometrics over there. Okay? Then again, if you encounter any issue, don't worry. Right? Sometimes it's the software problem. All right? The software might have problem. So if there is software problem, what do? For performance analysis, you can still rely on the Scopus itself. Because remember, Scopus have the analyze function. In the analyze function, it also tells you the same thing. It tells you which are the articles per year. It tells you which are the top authors, which are the top countries, top institutions, top journals. Scopus also tell you. So if you encounter a situation where the software has a bug and cannot run, it's okay. Get the information from Scopus. Also, I've also taught you VOS Viewer. Same few clicks of a button, it can run co-citation, it can run bibliographic coupling, it can run keyword concurrence analysis. Just select the function there, and then the result will come out. And then you save the result, and then you can actually come up with the output like what it looks like in the journal paper. Right? You must extract it out manually from the Excel file that you save. Right? So I've given you alternatives. For performance analysis, you have alternatives which is Bibliometrics and Scopus analysis. For science mapping, you have Bibliometrics as well as VOS Viewer. So you have two options over there, right? Which option to go? Entirely up to you. It's your personal preference, okay? All right, so attendance link is there. So do click attendance link to take your attendance. The video session link, the organizers will also give, so don't worry about that. I will also give you the info pack. Yeah, I will also give you the info pack later on, so don't worry. Okay?
Yeah, please give it, sir. I will share it with them. And meanwhile, I shared all the DOIs of the paper which you have mentioned to me.
Yeah, don't worry. I will share the full info pack. I will send it to the WhatsApp after this so that you can share with all the participants. So they don't have to go to each paper, download one by one. I will give you the entire thing. So don't worry.
Yeah. I think we have completed more than 1.5 hours. It has gone.
Yes.
Thank you,
So,
Professor Lim.
All right.
Thank you, Professor Lim, for the insightful and highly valuable session. So your expertise and guidance have greatly enriched our understanding. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, everyone. See you. Take care. All the very best.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Lim. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. So participants, I think we gave you some overview about what was happening here. And if you feel little tough to carry out the coding and everything, don't worry. We'll give you the pre-coded of everything. Tomorrow, before the commencement of the session, we will just have a small practical session for first 10 to 15 minutes. Then we can go out with the tomorrow session. We'll have a run through of the session, what we had today. And doing it as a practically, it is in your hand. So we'll prepare folders. We'll give all the pre-coded codes. You can run it there. Okay. So any doubts, you can open up. And Professor Anu, you can just post the attendance here now.
Yeah, the attendance link is already posted in chat box. Kindly fill it immediately. So we request.
Please post it. Post it again also. Okay.
Yeah, it's posted again.
Okay. I also posted it again. If participants want to say anything, you can just come out.
See, recordings, we have to edit it since the file size is too big or too high. So we need some time for that. Once the editing is done, means we'll share the recording with all the participants. We'll be sharing a Google Drive link with all the folders with the resource persons. So inside that, whatever they have taught during the sessions, all the materials will be available. Okay. Kindly let us know if you have any other queries. You can drop your messages in the WhatsApp. We'll definitely address it. VOS viewer installation guideline is already available in WhatsApp group. Kindly, you can pick the link from there. Google Drive link for all the resources will be shared, okay, after the session, after the FDP or on the last day of FDP. Since we have to edit the video files. Other materials, we'll try to share the link by tomorrow itself for today's session.
Don't worry, whatever Professor Lim and Venugopal has done, tomorrow we can do for some 10-15 minutes first and then we can go ahead. Okay. So anything to say? You can unmute and say, otherwise we can close the session.
See, we have not muted you guys, okay? You have to just unmute yourself and talk.
No. In between, as a host, I have unmuted all the participants because there were some disruptions. Later, I go.
During the Q&A session, we have disabled and you were able to talk, okay? So kindly unmute yourself and talk.
So thank you, Madam and Sir. It was a very good session.
This organized team for arranging this type of
information
program. And really it's excellent and definitely it is used to our research. But few of gap we are facing the problems. So the resource person is going and very speed and we are
I know it tomorrow you will become very favorable.
Okay, sir.
No, don't worry, sir. Actually, this is a big area. They are making it in 1.5 hours. And please don't worry that this bibliometric analysis was in another day. Professor Murugan from University of Hyderabad is going to have a continuing session with this. Okay, with that we'll have practical. Okay.
Thank you, sir. The session was very good.
Thank you very much. And we are trying to do the better. The only thing is we can make it practical little in the coming days. The being the first day, we have to allow them to take the session, then only a practical. Maybe from tomorrow onwards, we'll make it more practical.
And one more clarification, that breakout session was just for practice, okay? Since we have more participants and it was very difficult for the speaker to go and see all the cross-check and all the breakout rooms. That's why we closed it, okay? But you are free to practice by your own. And if you have any queries, please do let us know. We are ready to help. Okay, so breakout
Madam, if it is,
is for practice session. Okay, it's not for assessment. Kindly understand that.
Madam, if it is better, if you are going to share all the related documents by tomorrow
Yes. We
afternoon.
will ask it and we will send you, okay?
Except a Google Drive related video.
For
If you
today's
everything you're sharing means it is better to go with that experimental related things
Sure,
from
sir.
our side before coming to the third session. That's why.
Sure, sir. For today's
Yeah.
session, whatever materials or whatever content they covered, we'll try to share it by tomorrow. Tomorrow before noon.
Yeah, you can share the Google Drive link from that we can access.
Sure. We'll drop
based
a
on day
message in
one.
the WhatsApp group
Yeah.
once we
Thank
receive
you.
all the files from the resource persons.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Something to add, I have attended more many Atal FTPs, but this one is the best FTP and very insightful. Thank you so much for organizing.
Thank you for the valuable feedback, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to add up with the same. Like it in the short time, it is very informative. So I didn't expect that within short time everything could be covered, like run from coding to other words like other side on bibliographic metric. It's totally amazing that you have chosen the topic like this. So first of all, I thank the organizer for doing the same for the short time.
We
Yeah, thank
love
you.
practical, Professor. We love
Yes,
few
yes.
practical sessions in the coming days. Being the
Yes.
first day, it might be little difficult for few people, but
Yes,
they
yes.
will accustom to it. Okay.
Yes. Today itself, like mostly like we couldn't able to go out, out of the FDP that what we are lagging like not like that. It is like inside it and what we have to do. That is what most of the people were trying to do. So that's why they are saying that we couldn't able to come up. So they want to do it.
Yeah.
They want to feel that. So that is what they are requesting actually.
Yeah, fine. Thank you very much, Professor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, we'll close for the day. And thank you very much for all your
Thank you
patience.
so much.
And if you have any queries, please do post it in the WhatsApp. We'll address it. And kindly fill the attendance form now itself. We'll be closing all the attendance for today's, both the sessions by 10 p.m. So we request all the participants to fill the attendance as soon as possible. Since we have only 3 questions.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, Dr.
Ranjan. We will get it from WhatsApp or mail. Attendance.
Attendance is already posted in chat box. I'll post again.
I can't hear you, ma'am.
Just a minute. Professor Manoj, you can unmute yourself.
ಕಮ್ಮಿ ರೇಟ್ ಇದೆ ನೋಡು ರೈಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳು ಪನ್ನೀರು ಮಶ್ರೂಮ್ ಆತರ
The attendance link is again posted in chat box.
So attendance will be only in the chat box. It won't be posted in WhatsApp. So
because we are going to close it by 10 p.m. So kindly fill the attendance link for both the sessions. See, regarding examination, we'll give an overview tomorrow, okay, how the pattern will be. Before the beginning of the session, we will give an overview on how the MCQs will be. Generally, it will be for 20 to 30 minutes, but we'll give you a detailed overview by tomorrow. Any other queries? Okay, then thank you everyone for joining for today's session. Let's connect again tomorrow. So kindly try logging in just 10 minutes prior for the session so that you don't face any other network issues or laptop loading issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Anu madam. Yeah.
Thank you. Good night.
So I'm just ending the FDP for all. Hope everyone have took the link.